Okay, so my name is Alex Ramsey, and I'm here today to talk about and cover two episodes of the Gotham show. I kind of missed out last week whenever I was, where the last one came out, and these two kind of tied together, so this was kind of like an unintentional sort of thing that ended up happening for the best. So I guess I'll start out with Selina and Kyle. Just my brief feelings on it, and then I'll go into the episode that aired tonight, the Balloon Man. So Selina and Kyle, pretty much what happened in that episode was we got a much more in-depth look at Catwoman. Kind of got a hint at the character of the doll maker, who in the comics I don't know much about him, but in the comics apparently he in the comics he takes faces of people or something, and in the show like it was more involved with the stealing of children, I guess, by these kind of over the top people that worked with him. We never really got a look at him personally though, so I don't know if they're gonna bring that character in later at some point, but I guess that was interesting. It's also interesting because since the doll maker already made an appearance on Arrow and they're using that character there, we had sort of like a side thing with Penguin after making it from that river and surviving that whole ordeal. He's just kind of going around and he ends up getting more of the penguin walk after messing up his leg really bad. And that's interesting. I really like that actor. And sort of get like the beginnings of a sort of relationship between Selina Kyle and Commissioner Gordon after he saves them from that whole thing, and how she kind of saves the other kids too. She thinks her dad is alive, and also it's sort of interesting seeing them interact with each other. It's kind of weird that she would pick his name out of like anyone else. I guess we find out at the end it's because she knows something about the Wayne's killer. But oh, and also Fish Mooney's boyfriend, I guess, sort of gets beat up. Still not a huge fan of her, but she's growing on me a little bit. Falcone has him beat up because he knows about that whole thing with her. So go from that to, oh, and also really like the person that got to play younger Catwoman. Now go that to the Balloon Man, which is the much more interesting, and so far, I thought it was going to be over the top. Starting out, it's like, what? A guy ties people to balloons and they just go up in the air. It's kind of dumb. And the whole Facebook page, if you follow that thing, Gotham has been telling us is a really good episode. It really was kind of a formative one. I did have my problems with it, I won't lie, but it's kind of showing the beginnings of a vigilante that have to step in due to just how bad things are. Basically, what the person would do would he tie the balloon to the like some corrupt person's hand that didn't get prosecuted for whatever they did, and they would float up on the way the balloon ended up dying. And there was this weird moment in there where I guess they didn't when they were interrogating a guy, I guess he didn't, like, for some reason detectives didn't know that balloons eventually pop up in the atmosphere. I've known that since I was a kid. I'm surprised they didn't know that. I mean, I thought that was just like common sense, something that everybody knew. Very beginning, throughout it, the Balloon Man, who's kind of like a precursor to Batman, we get sort of hints of that whenever Bruce is watching the TV and says, oh, well, he kills people, so he's not a hero. He deserves to get taken down with the rest of them, and so that's interesting. Sort of the formative, like him forming an opinion about that. We see him trying to be a detective where he's looking through his parents' case files and also reading the newspaper about the Balloon Man. But getting back to the Balloon Man, he wears different masks throughout. There's sort of like a nod to the character Professor Pig with, he's wearing like a pig mask at the beginning. I think that's just sort of like an Easter egg for fans of the most recent Batman. They seem to be pulling a lot from that particular iteration. We get a glimpse of the Penguin coming back to Gotham, and sort of like I said earlier, get to see Catwoman and Commissioner Gordon work together, which is pretty cool. They go back to the scene of the murder. He finds out that she actually was there at the scene. Doesn't really lead to much. She ends up getting away, and he doesn't know where she is. But back to Penguin, he starts working at this dishwashing place and runs into Maroni, who's his first appearance in here. I like the guy who they got for him too. I think he's a good actor. And sort of see the seeds of like them working together. And I think at some point, maybe not now, but I'm calling this at some point, Penguin's gonna take out both of them and probably be like the big gang guy like he is in the future and be one of the big forces to be reckoned with. I really like that actor. I hope that happens. Another gripe, I guess, is the whole thing with Barbara and her ex Montoya. Those scenes just seem really forced. I feel like she's just trying to find dirt on, and she is just trying to find dirt on the commissioner just because she doesn't want those two to be together. She still has a thing for Barbara. Whatever. That whole thing where she was smoking pot was kind of weird too. Like, it's like, oh, you think I'm a drug addict now or something? That just seemed kind of like out of place. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. And we also get the idea that Falcone is sort of catching on to what Fish is doing, and someone else called this. I'm gonna call it too. I think she might actually die at the end of this season, possibly with how much she's just messing up, especially with the Penguin being back. And once they discover that he's back, he's definitely grown more of a spine. I think he's gonna step up, like I said. But we get kind of like a weird sparring match. I kind of like it, but it's kind of weird with Alfred and Bruce fighting with canes. Like, that's kind of cool, just seeing like that. I guess formative a little bit. It seemed kind of forced, but it was just kind of like a fun scene. Like, it wasn't just, oh, well, he's Batman, so we gotta train him like Batman. It was just a fun scene. Like, I didn't have much fun with it. It just seemed kind of out of place. But yeah, at the very end, they finally do catch up with the Balloon Man, and he gives Gordon this whole big speech about how the cops aren't doing their job and everything. I think it really gets to him, and it's interesting Gordon's stance at this moment on vigilantes. He's very much against it. He said that we don't need those. The cops just need to do a better job. Otherwise, stuff like that will happen, and it's going to be interesting to see his viewpoint sort of change, because I assume by the end of this season that they're eventually going to bring in Batman, so it's going to be interesting just to see him sort of change his viewpoint as time goes on. I still think that, I'm starting to think that Barbara's kind of one note, because whenever it was revealed that Penguin, or Cobblepot, got shot, it's like, oh, of course you didn't kill him, whatever, like, and that's what she's been saying this whole time, and, they're really not going anywhere, so I'm glad by the end of this episode, Penguin actually showed up. That was really cool, and I'm really interested to see what they do with that. I wonder if he's going to attack them, or wonder if he's going to try and help them. From the previews I saw, these guys probably try and help him. Interested to see where all that goes, how it shakes it up with Gordon, and everything that's going on at Precinct. It's certainly put him in like more hot water than before, because he's already in trouble for being one of the straight cops and sort of looking into cases that are closed and still trying to find the Wayne's murderer and everything. So that should be all interesting. Overall, I'd give the second episode maybe like a 3 out of 5, and the third episode probably like, I'd say a 4. It definitely Gives you a taste of what the future is, sort of hints at Batman, and it's overall a better episode than the second one was. I think they're finally sort of finding their footing. What do you guys think? Comment below, let me know. I really like this episode, I like where it's going. I can't wait to see where it goes in the future, especially with that teaser that they left at the end. So, see ya. Hopefully we'll have some Flash, I'm going to be watching The Flash tomorrow, and then some new Arrow reviews with the exciting new intro. So, look forward to that. Bye.